Justin Bieber's ties to corrupt Christians go much deeper than his new cult church home that he joined this year. For over a decade, Justin has been connected to some of the highest people in the Christian money-making business. And part of the reason he gets that special treatment is because they take so much money away from Justin by using false hopes and manipulating him to do whatever they say. We're exposing Justin Bieber's connection to Hillsong and the dark side of Christianity. So let's get into it. Recently, we did a video about Justin Bieber's relationship with a church called Church Home. It's based in Beverly Hills, and a lot of celebrities attend this church. You guys wanted me to do an even deeper dive in his relationship with churches. And I have nothing against the church. I am a Christian, but the churches that these celebrities attend, they seem different. And Church Home actually originally started from Hillsong. They were a church within Hillsong's group, and when the pastor found himself in trouble, they separated. But I want to go back in time into where Justin got involved with Hillsong and how there was some really weird moments between the church and himself, where I feel like there were moments where he was drugged. You guys are going to see. I mean, starting off with this headline, they call out the creepy church, saying that Justin's church is a cult of rock gigs, fiery sermons, and abuse claims. Carl Lentz is the ringleader here. He's the one who recruited Justin Bieber and who's keeping him under his wing, trying to teach him the way of God. In March 2012, Justin actually called on Hillsong pastor Carl Lentz to help him stay connected to God during his tour. But as they tackled Justin's spiritual crisis, the singer and his mentor, dubbed the rock star preacher, downed spirits at the Blue Door Bar in Queenstown, New Zealand. Justin removed his shirt, flirted with a waitress, and slow danced with a pincer. A witness at the time said you would have never known that this was a religious guider because they would go and party and get drunk and just act crazy. And I found an interesting video where they are together, and watching this, it almost seems like all the guys are on something. I don't want to go and say that they are allegedly drugged or Justin was drugged, but they're high, sky high.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're here at Hillsong Conference 2017, having the best time, and got some good friends of mine that have stopped by on the couch. We've got Chad, Justin, and Carl. Love you. I love you, man.
I want you to know you're loved.
Thank you so much. Guys, so how you guys doing? Are you guys enjoying conference, Carl? You're wearing a Hillsong.
Pay attention to a lot of the, well, also Justin's being very affectionate. You know, he's really back and forth. Sometimes he's not in the mood. Sometimes he's more than happy. But look at like how often he's touching his face, his nose, his teeth, everything about this.
College jacket.
You see these boots?
Those are very cool.
It wasn't your turn.
Off-white. These are off-white.
It wasn't your turn.
These are off-white.
So
These are off-white.
Chad, good to see you.
Shout out, Virgil.
Shout out Virgil.
I just enjoy seeing people worship, praising God. So I want to see more of the kids in conference with these boots, though.
You want?
It's one thing that's missing, you know?
We gotta get more orange boots.
They look like they're like a tangerine.
No, they're more of like a.
They're a great commission
burnt
shoe.
Orange.
Well said.
Yeah. Also, it feels like this guy over here in the denim, he's like trying to overly laugh to try to like compensate for Justin being weird.
Shout out, Virgil. This is our main
shouting
camera.
out Virgil. You know, like Virgil's like, I've never seen that show before.
T-Ben's like, who's Virgil? He's a designer.
Jerry's
It's
like,
fine.
can I get a shout out?
So,
Shout out to Lorenzo.
Him. I want to live a life that's closer to God than ever before.
absolutely. Justin.
Samesies.
Samesies. Carl.
I wanna get close like that wisp is to Justin. No, I want to get better. That's why
I
we
just
all
want to love
came.
people more.
Okay, and now him over here chewing on his gum too. He's like chewing like he's on Coca-Cola.
I want to love Carl more.
You're doing a good job with that.
I love you so much. I miss you, and I want you to come to Hillsong Conference next year with me.
Yes. And Robin Wilkerson, my goodness, you know, you're, oh God, I love you, Mom. Really miss you. I'm thinking about you right now.
Bring it in, closer on
put
three.
Our hands in here. 3 ninjas on 4.
No,
Three
closer.
ninjas? Okay,
On
closer.
three.
Closer on 3.
Closer.
Closer. 3 ninjas. We love you. Bye.
You know what's worse than getting injured? Fighting with the insurance company afterwards. They will often stall, delay, and lowball you because their goal is to pay you as little as possible because they are not on your side. That's where Morgan & Morgan comes in. They are the largest injury law firm in America with over 1,000 attorneys and millions of clients served. They've secured billions of dollars for settlements and verdicts, including a $26 million payout in Philadelphia, 40 times more than what the insurance company originally offered. And the best part about Morgan & Morgan is that they don't charge anything up front. There is no consulting fee, there's no hourly rate, there's no hidden cost by going and getting them to help you out. So if you've been hurt in an accident, Morgan & Morgan has your back if you become their client. You can go to forthepeople.com/Sloan or scan the QR code on the screen to start your claim now. You probably could get it submitted before this video is even over with. And it's not gonna hurt to go and figure out how much you are owed. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Did you guys see what I just saw? This comment reads, looks like they're all high. Another person writes, they had them all drugged up. So sad, poor kid. Now, before Church Home existed and before Carl got into a cheating scandal, celebrities like Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, the Kardashians, Nick Jonas, Hailey Baldwin, they all attended Hillsong. The star-studded church touts itself as more of a modern version of evangelicalism, but it is shrouded with accusations that is, in fact, cult-like. Unlike other churches, the pastors get paid $30 to $40K to speak and rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. There have also been accusations of sex scandals, one being an incident at a Hillsong summer camp where counselors had 13 and 14-year-old boys strip on the beach and run around naked while counselors screamed at them that they needed to bulk up and go to the gym. Interesting. Also, like, I mean, whatever Justin Bieber was at in that last video, it seemed like a party. Our good friend Kyle, who was one of my favorite TikTokers, rest in peace, she made a video about Hillsong, and I want to react to it together.
I'm here with that 2018 Hillsong blind item new celebrity cult. Want to rub shoulders with celebrities? Have a few hundred extra bucks a week to spend on books, conferences, college courses, spiritual guides, and even merchandise? Does this sound like Scientology? It kind of does. I'm not going to say anything is worse than Scientology. It is in a class all to itself. I will say that this new celebrity cult has a lot of the same money-making ideas. It is all about money. It is all about money. Oh, and the fame of some of the leaders of the cult. It also has some disturbing practices that are just now coming to light. This cult pays a lot of money to certain young female celebrities to post all kinds of things about the cult on social media. What these celebrities do, though, is ensure that hundreds of young females come into the cult each week. Do these celebrities know what happens to these young female members that come? Well, this celebrity offspring who yachts knows for sure what happens, and this is Swim fan, but doesn't seem to care. This A-B+ singer-actress also knows what's up, and that's allegedly Selena. This A+ list is Chris Pratt, mostly movie actor, knows exactly what is going on because he has been on the receiving end of some of the fellowship that the young women provide. The young women are put through a screening process the first time they come and fill out as a visitor card. That card contains blanks for email and all social media handles. If the woman is not considered attractive or does not have what seems to be a lot of disposable income, no follow-up is made with them, and if they pursue the cult further, they are discouraged from attending. This is where it gets even more vile. All of the leaders of the cult are men. These men pick and choose which of these females they would like to counsel one-on-one. The females by this point have been told that they need to serve. Oh God, and these leaders take a woman into a room that looks like a hotel room. There are dozens of these rooms in a building attached to the cult. I'm just thinking of that strip mall church that Kris Jenner runs with Lou Taylor. There, these men do it with the women. If a woman is hesitant at all, she's again encouraged to leave the cult. Oh my God. Once each new recruit has been sampled, if you will, they are assigned to men who have joined the cult. These men have been picked because of their incomes, and ability to spend a great deal of money on various cult programs. There's a minimum spend of about $25,000 a year that entitles you to a worship companion. So this is just like religious trafficking by Jesus.
A worshiping companion. It sounds like trafficking. And rest in peace to Kyle. We all miss her. Those who have left the church claim the church takes advantage of celebrities like Justin Bieber in order to rake in more dough and to make themselves more credible and to cover up the fact that they're actually really shady. Justin first got involved with Hillsong in 2010 when he contacted Carl. Carl actually baptized Justin, who said he wanted to recommit to God. Justin even moved in with Carl and his family for a month in 2014. Carl was one of Hillsong's 12 lead pastors, and it had a bunch of churches in 15 different countries. The church was founded in a warehouse in Sydney back in 1983 by an ex-window cleaner, Brian Houston, and his wife, Bobby. In 1999, Brian's father, Frank, also a pastor, confessed to him that he had harmed a 7-year-old boy in Australia 30 years earlier. Brian did not tell the police, but he did suspend his father to keep him away from other children. But it's crazy to see that the beginning of one of the biggest mega churches out there started with problems like these. And here's a little video of a TikToker breaking down that controversy.
In 1999, a woman would go on to confide in 2 church pastors, letting them know that Frank had essayed her son. I don't think she realized the craziness that would ensue after this. So in court, it was alleged that Frank had essayed a boy between the ages of 7 and 12. The victim would eventually come forward to give more details, stating that Frank was a family friend. He would come visit their family regularly, and every time he came by between the ages of 7 and 12, he would visit his room every single night. He stated that Frank lost interest by the time he hit puberty. The victim did not tell his mom until 8 years later. And the reason he told her is because he states that his mom wanted him to go to counseling with Frank to improve his behavior. He alleges that the first time he went to go visit Frank, he found Frank doing something really nasty under his desk. He did not stay, and when he got back home, that's when he decided to tell his mom. Her response, you might ask, and I quote, "You do not want to be responsible for turning people away from the church and into hell."
Now, the victim of this incident received a check for $6,000, but later claimed that Brian told him, "It's your fault all this happened. You tempted my father," he said. He said that Frank would come into his room nearly every night of the week and would harm him while staying with his family from 1970. 8 more allegations of harm, of SAX abuse, were leveled at Frank Houston before he died of a stroke in 2004. Well, you, sir, you don't need to rest in peace. Harming little boys? No, he's probably feeling the heat right now. Now, I found a TikTok that you guys need to check out because they broke down the relationship between Hillsong's Elite and Justin Bieber and just the string of connections.
So Hillsong started in Australia with this guy, Frank Houston, but Frank Houston got disgraced because he had a lot of stuff come out about laundering money and him doing stuff with children that was not very holy. So Hillsong needed some boosting of their PR, right? So they get this guy, Carl Lentz, in New York. Carl Lentz is a huge mega church star. So he's there with Justin Bieber. You've probably seen him running around topless with Justin Bieber, things like that. Then after doing basically sold out shows night after night, Sunday after Sunday, plus a couple of extra gigs during the week, he gets disgraced because he has a scandal where he is caught canoodling with another one of the up-and-coming Hillsong pastors, but it's a woman and she's also his nanny, and then his wife punched her in the face. So Justin Bieber, he's back in LA, right? So he starts hanging out with this guy Chad Veach. Now Chad Veach has his own church, and Chad Veach was implicated in the Hillsong money laundering scandal where they were basically paying these exorbitant speaker prices to have people come speak at their churches, and Chad Veach was one of those people. He was getting like $250,000 to be a guest pastor, things like that. So so Chad Veach is not very, let's say he's not on the up and up. There's also a video of him, Justin Bieber, and Carl Lentz at the Hillsong conference that is uncomfortable to say the least, and those men are not sober. I don't care what you tell me. Chad Veach, questionable, but he runs his own church in Zoe Church. So where did Chad Veach come from? Let's go over here to the Pacific Northwest to Calvary Church. Oh, who else came from Calvary Church? Lou Taylor. Known girl.
Lou Taylor, the woman who allegedly was the mastermind of getting Britney Spears into a conservatorship. Then we've got Church Home here, which is Judah Smith, who we covered in my last video.
Gremlin. So Lou Taylor came from Calvary. She sees how much money there is in having a church, so she starts her own church in LA called Church Home. And she has Judah Smith, who's also been implicated in the Hillsong money laundering scandal, where they're paying all those exorbitant prices to have people come be guest speakers and preachers or whatever.
Every time I see Lou Taylor's name, I get so spooked. An ex-Hillsong member said that summer camps would have up to 400 boys in Australia, and they were encouraged to strip off and go naked on runs together at night at the beach. The pastor would say, "Get up, shirts off," and there'd be 400 people in a room, some young as 13 or 14. When they would get people up, they would start leering and saying, "Go to the gym and bulk up more." And of course, others say that celebrities like Justin Bieber are being manipulated for the church to make more and more money. Here's a former member talking a little bit about what it was like to be at Hillsong.
Talk to me more about the culture of Hillsong Church. What was it like being fully sort of entrenched in that culture?
I mean, the culture is one of personal sacrifice. You give what you can. If you got money, you give it. If you got time, you give it. If you got talent, you give it. And the idea is that God will give that back to you. Pressed down, shaken together. All of the things that they say, right? It's where you kind of look at your life and you say, I want to give the best to God. And I want to support the work of the church. That as you develop those things and as you sacrifice, then God will give that back to you and you will fulfill the dreams that are in your heart.
I remember Hillsong when I was growing up because my best friend was the singer at our church, and she always dreamed of going to Hillsong because it's like the elite of the elite. They have their own record labels, a film and TV platform. They even have an app for followers to donate money. I mean, my friend Nicole even wanted to go to like the school, I believe, at some point. I can't remember, but did not happen, thankfully. If you guys did not see my video about Church Home, definitely go and check that one out because it's the new church that Justin is involved in, and we did an entire deep dive into them. But I do want to briefly mention them because they are a part of, like, they were a part of Hillsong, and then they were established in LA. Carl Lentz was fired from the church for numerous reasons, and Justin Bieber distanced himself from Hillsong. He wrote on social media, and by the way, Hillsong is not my church. For clarity, I am part of Church Home. I mean, he does have a link to their app in his bio, which he has hundreds of millions of followers, so that's a lot of traffic going to their app. But the workplace there is even toxic. We talked about some of the lawsuits filed against them and how some employees were even pressured to go and pay the church. It really seems like you go to one service and then damn, you just like, now you're paying a salary to a church, which, you know, I respect people who donate like the, you know, the 10% or whatever they got, but to pressure people who are struggling to donate because you just need to hit that $20 million revenue number is next level.
Justin Bieber's pastors have been busy for the last couple weeks. Judah and Chelsea Smith have now been named in a lawsuit that is accusing Church Home of forcing employees to tithe 10% of their wages back to the church that the church pays them, which is not legal. And if they refuse, they were talked to, shamed, spiritually counseled, and basically bullied until they gave them their money. One church employee even had to sell his house to maintain his 10% tithe. But I just want to remind everyone that Justin and Hailey Bieber go to this church. Russell Wilson, Lou Taylor, Free Britney Lou Taylor, and TD Jakes are on the board.
Now, of course, what's even frustrating is that they're pulling in so much money and they're not even getting taxed for it. So we've got all these horrible things going on. The streets are horrible. It looks disgusting outside right now. And it's because our system's being manipulated. Like real churches that should be tax-free, they are, but there's a lot of them that are clearly for profit. I mean, Kris Jenner created her own church. We talked about that in the past. And it seems like, in my opinion, allegedly, again, allegedly, it's some type of scheme for her to funnel money through so the Kardashians and the Jenners, they don't have to pay their taxes, which, yeah, it sucks paying taxes, but you've got to do it, or you're supposed to do it. Damn. I'm realizing nobody really does it anymore, huh? These celebrity churches are wild. I really want to go and attend one, but I'm also like a little bit too scared to go and like sacrifice myself. I still have so much more to do, guys. But thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for tuning in, and send me an email of what you want me to talk about next. My email is SloanWellKnown@gmail.com. I know it's cringe. I created it a long time ago, but you know, it's the only thing that rhymes with Sloan, like SloanWellKnown. I'm not going to do cologne or balone or anything like that. You know, nothing rhymes with my name. Nothing cute. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.